beautiful morning, guys. So we are in Slovakia, a town called Šala. We are currently on the petrol station as usual with the RS6, and we are going to Poprad, which is on the other side of the country, northwise, and we're going for the tune final with the RS6. So we did put the 100 octane V power in it, and I was told it will take one all day. So I'm really hoping it will be only one all day. In case not, we will have to stay there overnight. Somehow we will see how it's gonna go. But meantime, we have 180 miles, so I think we can hit the road. So let's go.
Caught beneath the canvas of a burning sky. Stay with me tonight, far from the fading light. We can leave it all behind, just breathe and feel alive.
So guys, we arrived at the Profituning to Poprad, and before we stripped the car to the dyno, we went for a drive when I was told the car is slow as fuck. So after the dyno, we managed to get a power, which was around 600 bhp, very poor. And Jan didn't want to continue with the map, which was from Mallory, so he wants to start it all over again. So the car was flashed to a fully stock map, where we have all the fault code switch on again and everything. And we straight away have a fault code with runner flaps in the intake. So here I am looking at the situation, what needs to be taken off to actually get to the solenoids. We have two solenoids underneath the intake. One is for the EGR, the other one is for the flaps, which we had a fault with. So the fault codes were deleted for some reason, on the other map didn't show, and here I am very excited that I can actually do it in Profituning premises, because it's not always like people will allow you to do on a tuning site like the job for your own vehicle. So that is a big thank you from Profituning, and they did help me a lot with all sort of other stuff. So we will be stripping the intake down actually at the dyno, which is a bit humiliating, but I wasn't told there was a problem with anything like that, so we have to sort it out. And of course the map will be done with all the fault codes switch on and make sure the car is running great. So here I am taking the intake off for 70 million 8 times, and I finally have a way how to actually be taking it off and stripping it down. It is a bit of annoying because especially the bypass valves, which are from the air filters to the intake, the clamps are very tight. The whole setup is actually very tight, so it's not the easiest thing to do, and unfortunately this won't be the last time we'll be doing it. I can assure you that. So we are taking off also the return from the fuel and everything. So of course fuel was everywhere again, squirting all around. So everything was dirty from the fuel. We did try to catch it with some rags and blue rolls or whatever was available, but still it wasn't really good. Also, we did find out on the end of the day that the relief valves are not really a relief valves, but that will be in another video. So here I am taking the dodgy clamps off again, an elastic clamp as well. So yeah, we just put the intakes on top of the car because I have the water methanol on there, and here I am releasing the fuel pipe or the fuel line, which is for the relief valve for the return to the low pressure. And afterwards we'll be taking off all the bolts which is around the inlet manifold, and we have to get underneath. The excess was really bad, and we didn't actually even remove the whole inlet manifold because we also have a coolant coming from the back of the inlet manifold around the throttle bodies or something like that, and I didn't want to have a coolant everywhere, so we're just gonna take the throttle bodies out, so we have a bit of a more space to manipulate with the whole inlet manifold, and we will try to resolve the issue as quick as and easy as possible, because time is running. The car is booked for a whole day, but still we should be tuning the car, not stripping it down. So yeah, really bad situation. I was feeling a bit humiliated at that point, but like I said, the guys are absolutely amazing. They helped me a lot with everything. They were very helpful, and they have really good skill. I must say, like, my mind was blew away how much information they told me, they gave me. So here we are, 3 of us struggling to taking the inlet off, and we also have to take off the relief valve from the high pressure fuel pumps. Here we are finally lifting up the inlet manifold, and we can finally get to the 2 electric solenoids for the vacuum. So like I mentioned, one is for the EGR and the other one is for the inlet manifold flaps. So we did test them, the flaps were working, so we put it directly onto the vacuum, so that really wasn't a problem. We tested the solenoid and everything, as you can see, yeah, but it didn't make any sense because everything looks like it was working. So I was like, those 2 solenoids are the same. Let's swap them around and see if it's gonna help. Of course, when you're gonna do something like that, you really have to believe it will work, because otherwise you have to strip it again. So the guys from Profituning told me, like, why don't we do like a bypass pipe around it, and in case it will not work, we can just open it up with the vacuum directly and at least see what's going on and try to tune the car. So here we are putting it back together. We did find one more broken pipe from the inlet to the whole vacuum and pressure system for the one-way system, and yeah, the car is put back together. It was flushed currently to a completely stock map with only minor changes for the injectors to actually run the engine, so we have a good lambda. And yeah, the car started. It seems alright. It done 2,500 miles from UK to Slovakia anyway, so the engine was running alright. It's just I thought it will need finishing, and from finishing I spent almost a month afterwards, but that will be another video, guys. So currently we were doing a test on the flaps, and guess what? It didn't work. So here I am stripping it down again. And at this point, because we don't have any spare parts, we're just gonna do the pipe, what the guys told me, so we can actually open it with the vacuum. And then we strap it on the dyno with the open flaps, and we try to tune the car. And it was getting really dark outside and very late. So after many flashes and tunes and maps, whatever we tried, the guys couldn't figure out why we can't control the boost. So we were lowering the boost values lower and lower, and the car was still boosting like 95% wastegate, 1.4 bars from minimum RPM, and it literally struggles to, listen to the tuner. So the guys were like, maybe you have a problem with the N75 valve, didn't plug it in correctly or something. So we're stripping it down now, and we're checking everything, how it's connected. We tested the N75 valves. We checked the continuity for the cables. We checked loads of things, and everything was plugged in correctly. So the turbos were boosting, but they were constantly boosting like full boost. You couldn't control it. So it went down to the software. Reason why, When I bought the car, I bought it spares or repairs, and I didn't know. So there was one ECU, which was the original ECU from the vehicle, with the old part number, and the other ECU has a different part number which was linked to like a newer model or later model, and it has different software. So you can't be flushing old software to an ECU which will not accept it. So what was going on, it was rewriting the ECU, the second ECU, which should control the flaps and 75 valves and loads of other things. So the ECUs don't actually work. Like half of the ECU is running half of the engine and the other ECU runs the other half of the engine. Everything is controlling something else. And that ECU, which meant not to be for the car, when we flush it, it just didn't want to listen. So the guys actually did find up a solution. We were rewriting the software and everything, so they managed to sort it out. We put it all back together and everything was working afterwards. So we managed to get to the point where the car was strapped to the dyno and we pushed about 700 and something bhp. And then we have a problem with like an ignition cut and some other stuff. So unfortunately we come to the point where we have to tune the gearbox, but unfortunately it was very, very late. So we didn't get to it, and that will be the next session, guys. So first time around in Poprad with Profituning, I must say it was absolutely amazing experience. Loads of information, loads of knowledge was given to us. And I think there was a huge progress with the car and everything. So I was personally very happy, even though we didn't manage to do it in one day. And of course, there's a long journey to glue up the whole setup, what I built with the turbos, with the injectors, with everything, and try to make a clean run with the car and set up the whole engine so it's running some kind of a power output which will be reliable. And also we will be not switching off any fault codes or anything like protections. So if something will go wrong, the engine light will come on, it will go in limp mode, something will happen. I really do like the idea, like if you're tuning a car, if you have a problem, there's a problem for a reason what needs to be sorted out and get to the bottom of it. So all the protection is there to protect the hardware, and even though software is like important, but of course, as soon as you're gonna start switching things off, shit can go wrong very quickly. So definitely, I'm happy with the whole work. On the way home, because Poprad from the town where I live is like 160-70 miles, which is basically across the whole country. I was trying the car, testing the car, trying out how it behaved and everything. And I must say, the car was driven for a whole time until the second session with the fully open flaps. So the guys tried to remove the fault code from the system, like it will not show as a engine light that the flaps are stuck open or something like that. But even though the map has the fault code deleted, the car wasn't behaving very well at the point when they shouldn't go from closed position to open position. And on a certain throttle position, the car started having like really huge misfires. So if you're planning to remove the flaps, I don't really recommend to do it, because we did have a few issues with it and the car wasn't really behaving all right. The consumption was really bad and they were constantly open. And overall, it just didn't really feel good. So in the next session in Profituning, we'll be doing the gearbox and some other stuff. So you'll see in the next video what we managed to do and how we managed to move on and what kind of issues did we come across again. And I literally built the engine and was hoping that will be the hardest part. So as soon as you start chasing some BHP and you're gonna hit a wall and another wall and a restriction, it's just a bit frustrating. But on the end of the day, it's something what I like to do, and the 1000 BHP is where I would really like to get with the car. No matter what, we took the build such a far away, like with the engine, all the components. So I think to finish it off, it will make sense to get to that point and just have it there. So yeah, that's all from the videos. That's why there are no videos for a very long time, because I was away actually for 2 months. So we will be posting these videos hopefully now on a regular basis, and we'll see you in the next one. So thank you for watching, guys. Take care for now. See ya.